2025 has been a knockout year for action lovers. From bone-crunching hand-to-hand combat to global spy missions and stylish shootouts, this year's best action movies brought the heat in every possible way. So get ready to get your adrenaline pumping as we've picked out 10 of the best action flicks that delivered thrills, chaos, and memorable moments. Don't forget to drop a comment with your favorite pick and subscribe for more awesome movie breakdowns. If you're craving a film that goes full throttle from the opening frame, Heads of State delivers chaos with confidence. Directed by Ilya Naishuller, the same filmmaker behind Nobody, 2021, the movie stars Idris Elba, John Cena, and Priyanka Chopra. The story revolves around two heads of two countries, Elba's Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who is also a veteran of the British Army, and Cena's President of the United States, famous for his previous career as an action movie star. The duo is forced to team up after their airplane is attacked by Russian terrorists as they attempt to prevent a global catastrophe involving nuclear threats.
Who's the action hero now?
The movie shines in its relentless action. There's a jaw-dropping free-fall action in the air, car chases that rip through European city streets like a video game, and fight scenes so gritty and close that you can feel the bruises. Naishuller keeps the camera moving with long takes, whip pans, and sudden explosive cuts, making every punch feel personal. The film doesn't try to reinvent the genre, but it delivers enough boom and brawl to keep fans grinning.
In your head, good for you. Let's get ourselves killed.
It's been nearly a decade since The Accountant gave us a new kind of action hero who is quiet, methodical, and deadly. Now in 2025, director Gavin O'Connor returns with The Accountant 2, and it's everything fans hoped for. It's smarter, darker, and even more brutal. Ben Affleck slips back into the role of Christian Wolf, the math-savvy character with lethal combat skills. This sequel starts with the killing of the FinCEN director, with Find the Accountant written on his arm. When Wolf takes up the case, his world gets even more tangled with crime and corruption. The action in this film is cold and precise. Just like Wolf himself, there's just pure, bone-snapping choreography.
I work for a government agency. I don't torture people.
You didn't.
The shootouts are clean and efficient, almost surgical, with Affleck's character moving through rooms like a one-man SWAT team. One standout scene in a warehouse sees him take down 10 armed men in under 2 minutes, using silenced pistols and tactical gear. This sequel introduces new faces like Cynthia Addai Robinson and reconnects Wolf with his estranged brother, played again by Jon Bernthal. Praised for its tight pacing, fans of the first film will feel right at home.
That's why they need each other.
Now it's time for some superhero action with the Thunderbolts. Marvel took a darker turn with its 36th film in the MCU, directed by Jake Schreier. Thunderbolts throws together some of the MCU's morally gray characters: Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, Red Guardian, US Agent, and Taskmaster. The team is sent on a mission that's less about saving the world and more about cleaning up the messes of CIA Director Valentina Allegra de Fontaine with the OXE Group's Sentry Superhuman Project. Thunderbolts presents you raw and grounded action like a super-powered spy thriller.
But eventually, you come to realize that there are bad guys.
Forget colorful beams and flying capes. This is about brutal knife fights, tactical raids, and gritty hand-to-hand combat. Yelena and Taskmaster have some of the most intense choreographed sequences in the MCU so far, and Bucky finally gets to cut loose in a way that feels earned. One rooftop ambush scene involving night vision gear and close-quarters fighting might be one of Marvel's best set pieces to date. Action fans and die-hard MCU followers will find a new kind of excitement with this rogue team and its edgier tone.
Can still die. You're not Wolverine. You understand pain?
Every once in a while, an action film comes along with a wild premise, and it just works. Novocaine is exactly that. Directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson, this brutal yet darkly funny thrill ride stars Jack Quaid as Nate Kane, a soft-spoken bank manager who has a rare condition that prevents him from feeling physical pain. But when a violent robbery spirals into chaos and his co-worker crush, played by Amber Midthunder, is kidnapped, Nate's unique disability becomes his weapon. From the get-go, Novocaine doesn't hold back. The action is loud, bloody, and creatively unhinged.
Necessarily put a label on anything yet.
Who the hell is this guy?
Last chance. Tell me where she is.
Nate's condition allows the filmmakers to push the violence to jaw-dropping levels, where Nate faces deep fryers, gunfire, and broken limbs. One of the most insane sequences features Quaid crashing through a hardware store, taking beatings that would kill a normal person, but his pain immunity turns himself into a human wrecking ball. The stunts are raw and practical, with bone-crunching sound design that makes each blow hit harder. Hailed as a cult hit in the making, Novocaine delivers some of the year's most memorable action carnage.
Neither should you.
Tom Cruise returns for his final bow as Ethan Hunt in Mission: Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Directed once again by Christopher McQuarrie, this film is a sequel to Mission: Impossible: Death Reckoning, Part 1, 2023, and the 8th and last production of the franchise. Set after 2 months of Death Reckoning, a call from the U.S. president informs Hunt that Entity is still seizing control of global nuclear systems. As the film moves forward, Ethan Hunt's mission to bring Entity under control gets tougher and tougher. Tom Cruise reportedly performed his most dangerous stunt yet with a halo jump into a collapsing desert city while being chased by enemy drones. An extended train sequence rivals the one in Dead Reckoning, but with tighter choreography and real explosions. Hand-to-hand combat scenes are intimate and brutal, especially a silent knife fight in a smoke-filled corridor that could rival any scene from any action film. The cast includes returning favorites like Rebecca Ferguson, Simon Pegg, and Ving Rhames, alongside newcomers. Praised for Cruise's commitment and McQuarrie's direction, the film's ability to balance tension, action, and nostalgia gave a proper send-off to one of cinema's greatest spies.
How do I start doing what you do?
Set between the events of John Wick Chapter 3 and Chapter 4, Ballerina brings a fresh yet familiar flavor to the franchise. Directed by Len Wiseman, the film stars Ana de Armas as Eve, a ballet-trained assassin hunting the people who killed her family. The film doesn't just dip into the Wick universe, it kicks the door open with guns blazing and toes pointed. The action here draws from dance and martial arts. Ballerina delivers some of the most elegantly choreographed violence in recent memory. There's a scene in a mirrored ballroom where Eve takes down a squad of killers with pistols, blades, and ballet fluidity. It's beautiful and brutal all at once. Ana de Armas doesn't just sell the action, she owns it. Every move is sharp, calculated, and lethal. Keanu Reeves appears in a brief but impactful cameo as John Wick, and we also see familiar faces like Angelica Houston and Lance Reddick, grounding the film within the larger mythology. Praised for the visuals and Ana's commanding performance, Ballerina adds something special to the Wick legacy with grace in the midst of gunfire. The Gorge might seem like a love story on the surface, but beneath the emotions lies a film bursting with fierce, stylized action. Directed by Scott Derrickson, this original tale stars Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy as two damaged souls with explosive chemistry. The film follows Levi and Drasa as they get assigned to guard the two towers on each side of a gorge. When they breach silence, waves of hollow men attempt to climb out of the gorge. Later, they find out that all plant and animal life within the gorge has been cross-mutated, including the hollow men. Fighting off the hostile life forms, Drasa and Levi try to find the source of the mutations.
What's the truth about this place?
The action in the film is stylized, punchy, and laced with emotion. The duo uses rifles, automated turrets, and mines to defend their towers and each other. Derrickson plays with contrast in quiet, intimate moments getting shattered by inhuman attacks. Gunfire, explosions, and brutal hand-to-hand combats make it both breathtaking and chaotic, with great stunt coordination and practical effects. The Gorge is a bold, bruised love story wrapped in firepower, and that's exactly why it works.
I was never there for you. This time I'm not gonna let you down.
Directed by Martin Campbell, this high-rise action thriller stars Daisy Ridley as Joey Locke, a former Special Forces operative trying to stay under the radar as a window cleaner. But when a group of eco-terrorists seize control of the building she's working on, she's suddenly the only one in a position to fight back. The action in Cleaner is gritty, vertical, and relentless. From climbing sheer glass walls with only suction cups to claustrophobic brawls in air ducts and dizzying rooftop chases, the film never lets your pulse settle.
If you touch him, I will end you.
No smoke without fire, right?
He's going to blow the building.
Ridley, who reportedly did many of her own stunts, brings a raw physicality to the character, beating down enemies with rope harnesses, fire extinguishers, and even broken glass. The final face-off against Taz Skylar's unhinged villain perched on the edge of the skyline is brutal and beautifully shot. Praised for its tight pacing and Ridley's grounded performance, fans of practical action flicks loved Cleaner. The film delivers what it promises: suspense, sweat, and skyscraper survival. Havoc is exactly what it sounds like: chaos, violence, and adrenaline with barely a breath in between. Directed by Gareth Evans, this action crime thriller stars Tom Hardy as a bruised, beaten, and unstoppable detective navigating through a city's criminal underbelly after a drug deal spirals out of control. The story focuses on political corruption, a missing politician's son, and a city choked by gangs. But Havoc is all about the action. Evans brings his signature style with brutal, bone-crunching, in-your-face fight sequences without any shortcuts.
What brings you boys here? We didn't want to miss out on all the fun.
Hardy throws himself into every brawl, and you can feel every punch, slam, and chokehold. One hallway fight feels like a spiritual cousin to the raid's iconic, raw, and claustrophobic action, with no room to breathe. There are no fancy tricks, just bodies crashing into walls, hammers swinging, and sweat flying. Hardy's magnetic performance through pain and rage will hook you with every blow. Praised for the choreography and Evans' uncompromising vision, fans of tight action scenes will find it right in their favorite list.
Going hot.
You gotta get ready, man. It's gonna hurt.
On my count. 1, 2.
Warfare is a war movie that doesn't romanticize glory. Co-directed by Ray Mendoza, a former Navy SEAL, and Alex Garland, this Iraq war thriller drags you into the heart of urban combat. Based on Mendoza's real experiences during the 2006 Battle of Ramadi, the film unfolds following a tight-knit military unit's simple surveillance mission turned into a brutal fight for survival. The gunfights in Warfare are loud and disorienting. Shot with nerve-shredding realism, the camera sticks close to the soldiers as they move room to room, scanning shadows and dodging sniper fire.
Trying to get to our position. Inbound! Inbound! Find cover! 1 minute out!
One haunting sequence has a soldier blown back by a grenade, only for the scene to slip into eerie silence, replicating the concussion. There's no Hollywood gloss here, just panic, precision, and fear. The ensemble cast of Will Poulter, Cosmo Jarvis, DeFaro Wunatai, and Charles Melton doesn't play heroes in this film. They rather play men surviving minute by minute. Warfare harrowingly reminds us of the brutality and what modern combat really feels like.